Hi, I'm Miss Lydia from the Boston Library. Thank you for joining me today. Our craft for the day is going to be some paper flowers like this. You can use any kind of decorative paper that you have on hand. These are from book pages. I've also used sheet music before, scrapbooking paper. Today what I have on hand is some old map paper that I'm going to use to make my flower. You'll also need some floral wire or any kind of stiffer wire to use for your stem, scissors, and either a glue gun or some regular glue. In order to make these flowers, you're going to need to cut out 3 different size petals. So you can see here I've got my larger petal, which is approximately that size in comparison to my medium-sized petal and my smaller petal. So they don't have to be very exact, you just want them to be approximately that ratio size. And you're going to cut out 3 to 5 of each size of these. So you can see I have 3 of the medium sized, I have 4 of the small, and 4 of the large here. The next step that you're going to take is you're going to take your flattened petal like this before you've done anything with it. After you've cut it out, you're going to crimp it in the middle. So you're just going to put a little bit of a fold down at the narrower end of your petal, just like that, not all the way through the petal length. And then you can take a pencil, you can take anything that's round, and you're going to curl the other end of the petal away from you. So it doesn't, again, have to be very perfect because you can adjust it as you go, but you're going to want something that ends up looking a bit like that, so that as you kink that around the stem, it starts to fold out like a flower petal would. So you're going to go ahead and do that with every petal that you have here, so that you're prepared to go. Except for one, you're going to leave one of your small petals flat, and that's going to be the center of your stem. So when you take your stem without anything on it, you're going to take your flat petal and you're going to wrap it and fold this one pretty much the whole way up so that you end up like that. And then you're going to put your glue in the middle and you can fold it around. And then I have a little bit of a extra right here. In order to make it so that my flower doesn't get too wide at the bottom, I'm going to actually fold that back just like that so that I have a tighter stem at the bottom. From there, I'm going to start working my way out on the flower, starting with my smaller petals. One important thing to remember is that flowers are not symmetrical, so you don't want to be working directly across, because if you build it like that, you end up with a square flower that looks odd. You also don't want to be going down your stem with your petals as you build out, because you'll end up with a cone-shaped flower. Likewise, if you build up your stem, you end up with the center sinking too far in. So you're going to go approximately just a tiny bit up from that center of your stem. You can put a little bit of hot glue right in the crook that you made there, and you can start to bend that around your stem. The nice thing is it's not an exact science, so if you feel like it's not balanced, you can always add more petals. You can cut out more petals of whatever size you need and add them in. So like I said, you don't want to go directly across, so we're going to kind of stagger them so that I'm working around in circles. If you are using the hot glue, be careful with it because it's very close to your fingers. It is hot. You can use regular glue, especially if you're doing this with smaller children. Glue dots are really great if you have them on hand. And I'm going to continue working my way out. As I go around, I can kind of adjust these petals that I've started to fold out so that they look more like natural, like a natural flower. So there I have my 4 smaller petals in, and at that point, if I like the way that looks, I'm going to move out to my next size, and I'm going to continue to build around with that size. Again, trying to stagger them so that they don't end up directly across from each other. And you can see the bottom of this is starting to get a little bit wider. So if I have any excess there that starts to hang over, I can kind of bend that around so that I continue to have more of a stem, a narrower part at the bottom. It's important to kind of every so often step back and look at it too. You can adjust petals, you can bend them more or less so that you get it kind of looking the way that you want it to. So I'm at that point now. I'm going to move into my larger petals. Last petal here. And then once I've got all my petals on there, I can do another adjustment to make sure that it looks the way that I want it to. If I feel like it's still not balanced, I can continue to build out from there. If you have it on hand, you can also either use ribbon or floral tape to wrap the bottom of the stem so that this is a little bit thicker. It looks more like a natural flower stem, but there you have it. If you have any questions, please comment below and I will try to answer them the best I can. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.